Hello, friends. It's been a minute. I've missed you guys. I've been really busy getting my new shop going. But I think now I can take a breather and get back to making videos more often. And get more content going for you guys. So this video is an energy update. So kind of an update on where we are this year and what kind of things are going on, and the crystals that are really showing up right now to be good medicine for us. So let's get started. Get started with the intention candle, as always. And my intention for you this evening and for always is for you to find alignment with your soul, with your higher self, with your purpose and your path, for you to just really live through your heart, and for me to help you along that path in any way that I can. And also, of course, just for you to have the most relaxing and wonderful evening and such restful and healing sleep. How have you been? Probably kind of crazy. It seems like everything's been a little bit crazy. We're facing some really big shifts at the moment, and it's been a wild ride so far. I think almost everyone I know has been going through something weird, so I'm going to take a moment and just use some Palo Santo and kind of clear the air, clear the energy. For me, in Vedic astrology, it's Pisces season, and most of the East uses Vedic astrology. So I love Palo Santo for balancing fire and water. And just clearing the air, setting it at a little higher vibration, a little higher frequency. Penny over here, I don't know if you can see her. She's here, of course. She was ready. Okay. So, yeah, Pisces season is always a little bit stormy, and it's good because it's clearing. Storms clear the atmosphere. They provide the sort of nutrients and the seeds and the life force for the next stage, the next step, which is important because Aries needs a lot of fuel. So right now we're clearing, we're doing our spring cleaning, and one of the crystals that I think specifically is good for Pisces season that I didn't talk about in the last video. Oh, penny left. So, is a crystal that is also really popular right now. They're just popping up all over the place, and I'm sure you've seen them on social media and stuff, but blue Tara quartz. And I love blue Tara quartz because this material is a type of amphibole material, and it's very clearing. I like to say that it's like an energetic Brillo pad. I have some of that material in the Ribekite crystals that I have, but this one has a streak of yellow through it, which is really cool. It's just really really cool material. And so again, we've got this kind of stormy interior that's clearing the environment, and if you can find one with yellow in it, that really helps balance the energy too. It helps kind of add a little bit of a solar element to the storm if you need a little bit of sun like I do. So I think I will have some of these available in my shop soon. I have a few extra of these, but yeah, blue Tara quartz. And the crystal that I have seen the most this year that's just popping up in combinations with everything, it seems like, is chlorite. And you see it in things like garden quartz. So this is a piece of garden quartz. Some people call it Lepidolite. It's the green material on the inside. And you can see the green color here. Penny's back. So I really love garden quartz. It's chlorite is on the periodic table. I've talked about this before, by the way, but just to recap, on the periodic table, all the way to the end, you have this column, and these are all electronegative, meaning they have electrons that are trying to bond with things, so they're really trying to snatch stuff towards them, and find a bond atomically. So they're pulling stuff towards them, they're clearing the air, they're clearing the atmosphere, they're clearing the energy field. They're just really beautiful in that way. You can think of it too like chlorine in a pool is just going to clear out all of that sludge, that dampness, the heaviness. So it's really just cleansing, like the cleansing after a storm, basically. So I think that we need that right now so much, because everybody is shedding. We're truly at this point shifting into the age of Aquarius, and I really do think that COVID helped us as a species to reevaluate our lives and reevaluate what's important. And, we all had time to kind of take a pause and find ourselves a little. People are starting to navigate back home and find their spirits and their hearts. And it's so beautiful to see so many people, quitting corporate jobs and going after their dreams. I'm trying to do that myself, and it's the scariest thing I've ever done. Opening that shop was truly terrifying, but I know I had to do it. I just had to. So it's the time. It truly is the time to find what lights up your heart and go after it. So I know I said these same things in last year's video, but we're putting the pedal to the metal now, and it's happening. It's last year, it's like, okay, we're getting ready for this. Now we're in the throes of it, and it's so beautiful. So many people are finding their creative sides and expressing themselves so magnificently through art, and just it's so fun to watch. In my shop, I've really tried to find local female artists that just have such a beautiful heart, and that you can feel that in their work. So if you're local, or if you're in the area, come by and see me. But anyway, it's time for big shifts, and we're doing it. We are doing it. I've got some besties that are only a few months behind me, doing the same thing, going off on their own and starting a new life, a new career, and leaving toxic environments behind, deciding that we're worth it, and you're worth it to be happy. You have permission to be happy, and the world might be imploding. America, especially the United States, are going through some just insane craziness. So, give yourself some grace as well. It's if you need your treats, take your treats. But I digress. So, as we are collectively finding alignment, we're going up in frequency, and we're losing density, and we're shedding things. So these beautiful minerals that you can use this in your field to cleanse old debris, old stagnant, or no longer serving energy. And the same with garden quartz. And garden quartz has the added benefit over the infable of putting the seeds back down to regrow. So it's clearing away all the brush like a forest fire, and then allowing that regrowth to begin. So I love to put these with plants as well. And some of the other ways that it has been showing up is in Clinochlore. And Clinochlore is just kind of like the pure version of it. And this is an example. I have some of these in my shop of Clinochlore and garnet. And y'all know how I feel about garnet. So this combination excited me to no end. I'm still obsessed with these. They're from Italy, like out of all the places. You just don't see crystals from Italy, really. So I'm just so super pumped about these. This is another specimen with the Clinochlore. It's a really beautiful sparkly green. When you see it in person, and the combo with garnet is just, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Really, really something. So they have such a beautiful combo because it's not only clearing and cooling and clearing off all the brush, but then you've got some life force, some chi really being pumped back into the area. So enlivening with the blood and juiciness. So pumping life back in, pumping it, giving us the chi to get the escape velocity to get out of our houses. Now that we've cleared all the stuff out and we're all feral, we have to figure out how to be humans again. We're all in it together, at least. But this is also what Clinochlore looks like. It's got, this one's really cool because you can't tell, but there's red on the outside and green on the inside, and it's a really cool, this one's really shiny. You can kind of see it there, but this is also known as Seraphinite. So if you get it polished, y'all will know this one. It's Seraphinite, and named because it looks like angel wings. And it does have a really high vibration, a really beautiful vibration. It connects so much with the higher heart. And that's really kind of the chakra of the year for me, is the higher heart. So the higher heart chakra is, in Chinese medicine, we talk about the Shen, and the Shen is like your spirit, the spirit that connects to your heart, and it's all about finding your highest self. It's bringing that highest self frequency out into the world. It's all about the connections and finding that connection with people and the resonance with people and with your authentic, pure self. So that's the frequency of right now. So higher heart crystals, so anything light pink, light green, is really, really hitting that same frequency. I forgot to show you guys this one. I've shown it in the Garnet on Stuff video. This is another version of Garnet on Clinochlore. This one is from Russia. And the garnets are really dark, but they're kind of dotted around. I don't know if you can see them or not. They're just kind of dusted, but isn't this a cool shape? They grow in these sort of rosettes, and it's actually, maybe even a higher frequency than the wing, because roses are such a high frequency. But just I almost dropped it. Beautiful energy. another way Clinochlore shows up is in Kammererite. And you can't see this beautiful, deep, rich, red-purple color, but trust me that it is. Maybe I'll do an overlay here. But it's also got the green, blue-green in it too. And Kammererite is a chromium-rich Clinochlore. And the chromium just adds a whole new level to it. It's chromium is really magical, and this is one of my magic balls I keep right beside me here. I just love this. It feels really witchy and cool, and the energy is really potent. So Kammererite, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll put it in the description below, but another beautiful, clearing, and magical Clinochlore or chlorite crystal. Definitely something we could all use right now. So, Higher Heart, Seraphonite, Angels, and this is a piece of chlorite quartz. There's a lot of chlorite quartz. I've got a whole nother lot of it on the way. I've sold almost all of mine, and I've got a really cool sort of dark green chlorite quartz lot coming. And I have a lot of that too right now, but it all has anatase on it. So yeah, chlorite quartz and showing up with anatase, which is one of the next ones I'm going to talk about. And the next sort of group is titanium minerals. And we've been seeing a lot of titanium minerals pop up. So anatase is one of them. It's the blue version. And we've also got brookite. And brookite shows up as red crystals when it forms full crystals, but when it's included in quartz, it looks like this, like silvery feathers, and or like fur or hair or something. They're so cool. So there's a lot of this too. I have some of these available both on Etsy and in my shop. But yeah, titanium minerals are just popping up everywhere. I think that titanium really is just an important mineral for all of us right now. It's obviously, if we think about the law of signatures, it helps us build our strength and our resiliency, our durability, our permanence. It helps us really establish ourselves. It helps kind of really solidify our constitution and help kind of seal in our energy. So titanium is really important for us to help build our strength. And one of the other ones I love is sphene or titanite. These are also titanium minerals. These are the green titanium minerals, but they've also got they're pleochroic, and you can see this one has orange and green. And if I can get it, so it's just this is a really cool specimen. They grow in these lily pad formations. Well, this one kind of looks like a spaceship. But yeah, they've got a really cool green, orange color shift. And these are like ecto cooler juice boxes or something. They're just gonna really give you that like jolt of energy, that little power up that you need through your day. I love the energy of these. It's really, really unique. Just, it's a crystal that you don't see often, you don't hear about often, but they're so potent, and so just the frequency is pretty one of a kind. So I love these. This is probably the lightest one to work with. So if you don't feel like working with, a super heavy titanium mineral, this one is going to be the light version. And that doesn't mean it's less potent, just not as heavy. So this one's got some really cool rainbows. Oh, I love it so much. So yeah, Speen is good, and it has a really earthy, precise tactile energy, and that one's probably the most physical. It's going to help you with the physical etheric body, so strengthening things like the meridians. They're tiny little crystals, and if you can get your hands on 2 little ones, which I have, just ask me, they're great acupuncture point crystals. So highly recommend that. And yeah, titanium. Also in the sort of same category as Epidote. There's just, Epidote keeps popping up. It's been showing up in tons and tons of different forms. It's showing up all over the country, all over the world. I mean, places that's uncommon for Epidote, and places that are. And it's just growing in all kinds of new formations. This is like a bicolor Epidote with a pink tip. So it's coming out this like gemmy green with a pink tip, which is probably, there's another red Epidote mineral, I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, yeah, an Epidote helps heal us at a DNA level. This is Epidote and Quartz, and what could be better than healing at a DNA level when you have just stripped everything away, you're getting ready to replant. Let's heal the soil. Let's fertilize the soil. So this is going to be your fertilizer. I call it the spinach of crystals because it's so tonifying. It's just really healing for the energy body. It helps build the energy body and strengthen, and just, it's like your constitution bar goes up when you get Epidote. And it does work on the way level, on the exterior level, on the physical, but it also goes down, very deep healing, very, very cooling crystal too. So let's, burn everything away, clear it all away, fertilize the soil, and get everything ready to regrow, and new beautiful flowers will bloom. So the next crystal that has been really speaking up and showing up a lot is Lepidolite. And Lepidolite is a common crystal. Everybody loves it. It shows up in a ton of different forms. So it's just an all-around really great one. I had not personally worked with it a ton until a few years ago, and I fell in love with it. It is such a sweet crystal, but it's also a really potent and strong and powerful crystal, if you can say that about them. I think I can. I feel it. I really do feel it. So, the name in Chinese medicine for lepidolite is that which lifts heaviness up. And lepidolite is the lithium-rich mica. So it gets a beautiful purple color from lithium. And let's see. I've got a piece of gem lepidolite here. It's truly a magical stone. I've had these in my pockets for about a week now. I keep them in my pocket every single day. This is making the colors look really weird, but also really cool, so I'm into it, but they don't look like this. But they look different in every lighting, and they're truly so magical. So yeah, if you can get yourself a piece of gem lepidolite, I'm working on sourcing some, but it has been not easy. So if you have a good source, let me know. But anyway, the lithium and the crystal itself, the name comes from drawing away from deep within the earth, from drawing away from the magma, and lifting out of the earth. So you get this really shiny, glittery crystal that's just come from deep within the earth and lifted up out. So in many different ways, it's helping with that. It helps lift your burdens up. It helps lift heaviness off the heart. Lithium goes to the heart, so it takes heaviness off the heart. Who could not use that right now? It works with the blood too, so the heart blood and just the blood in the body. It helps pull like the charge out of your blood, so it helps pull heat, emotional heat, not physical heat, but it helps pull emotions out of the blood, so it kind of helps calm, it helps soothe, and it's energetically, it's slightly warming. So I've been keeping it near my just my lower body to keep things warm. This is my other piece. This is my favorite piece. It's almost a red purple, and y'all know I love red purple. Or maybe you don't, but now you do. And it is so cool, but it doesn't look, I don't know what color this is. This is a new color. But it really does feel warming. So, even my book even says for Raynaud's syndrome, or if you need warming to the extremities, things like that, or to the lower body, or just any place you need a little bit of love. So it helps lift depression. It helps lift out things from deep within that need to be dealt with or need to be worked with in any way. So for those of you that might be microdosing, this crystal really helps work with that same energy of being able to access emotions that might feel too scary or too big or unsafe. and it helps you lift them out gently and with a warm heart, and keeps you in your safe space without getting too overwhelmed. So that's a big endorsement from me for a crystal. But like I said, I've had one of each of these in my pockets. And I'm not as much of a pocket stone person, but these just feel so yummy and magical. I love them. So it also helps through life transitions. Mica grows in really thin layers, so it can act as a buffer, which is another reason it's gentle. It buffers the energy, so it helps with those transitions, and just transitions into being on your own, in your own autonomy and in alignment with yourself. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. As long as you're not hurting anybody, find what your heart is leading you to. So, Lepidolite. And ways it's been showing up lately. I don't know how many of you have seen the unicorn stone, but it is Lepidolite and pink tourmaline. And I got this one many years ago, probably like 10 years ago, in Asheville, from a Asheville rock shop called Rock Belly. And it's this beautiful rich purple, which you can't see in this video because I've got green lights, and then juicy pink tourmaline throughout. And this crystal just immediately hit my inner child and made her so happy. I wish I had 100 pieces of this material because it's so sweet. It truly is the inner child crystal. Pink tourmaline is one of my most favorites for that work. I think it is the best crystal for inner child work, and that's what we're doing right now. I know a lot of people that are doing inner child work. You kind of have to, as part of finding alignment with your heart, because when we were children, we knew we were in alignment with our heart, and we were able to see the world through such beautiful magic, eyes and lenses that were just colorful, and our imaginations were magnificent, and we didn't care, we didn't worry about being silly or if it wasn't cool. We just loved what we loved when we were kids. I didn't do what kids did. I dug for rocks, and I didn't care because I loved them. So these two together makes such a gorgeous combo for inner child work, because it really is, you're gonna find that little person inside you and help to lift up their heaviness. And that's big work, and it's really important work. And in order to really live through a clear lens, you kind of have to work with that inner child and learn about them and help them express themselves and help them work through what was tough. So it's my favorite for that. you can find lots of, there's pink tourmaline crystals that have lepidolite growing on them from Brazil, and they're really beautiful. And lepidolite just loves tourmaline. This is from South Dakota, from the euphorolite mines, where there is lots and lots of lepidolite and lithium and mica. They're just all of the crystals that come from that euphorolite mine are full of what I'm talking about right now. But this one has a little blue tourmaline coming from it, so it's not too picky about pink. Pink is its favorite, but it likes blue tourmaline too. And let's see here. It also likes green tourmaline. This is some lepidolite on blue-green tourmaline. I've got one of these available in my shop too. They're so cool. It's like a new kind of growth of tourmaline. Yeah, they're really, really cool. By the way, I also have Speen Titanite available in my shop, and lots of Anites. So I think I forgot to mention that. Oh, and lots of Epidote too. Another lepidolite with tourmaline is this piece. It's really pretty. This one's from Pakistan. And I've got one more from Pakistan too. It's so sparkly and sweet, especially with this healing green tourmaline. I have a few of these I'm about to list in the shop too. And lepidolite. I have it also just by itself has some botryoidal lepidolite, which means it grows in bubbles. It grows in like spherical formations, like a Jawbreaker. And they are just really beautiful. They look so cool, but the spherical formation of the lepidolite, which is this one's almost botryoidal, but it really helps it radiate out the energy of it. So they're just a lot more potent that way. Anytime you have lots of little spheres in a crystal, they just radiate the energy out so much more effectively. So yeah, let's see how I can mica. I'll just talk about mica for a second in general. This is the just clear version of or gold version of lepidolite, and this one has some little blue tourmalines in it. This is also from the euphorolite mines. And mica is known as membrane to the source in Chinese medicine, or Muscovite is the proper name for mica. So that means that it's like a veil. It is the veil in between our world and the etheric worlds, between the physical and the etheric. And that's really powerful. So mica is like a doorway to spirit, and can help us find that doorway so much more easily. Can help us get into those meditative states. It can help us bring chi to our energy field and our environment. And it's just so beautiful. The this is a piece that has fluorite on it. So Mica also really likes fluorite. Fluorite is another crystal that has been showing up a lot and does all of these things, but I'll talk about it in another video. So for these purposes, I'm just sticking with a few that have been showing up extra. Fluorite's all kind of always there. So yeah, you can see in the beautiful hexagonal shapes. Hexagons are natural crystals for finding vector equilibrium, which basically means the quickest route to source. And that's a way of saying the same thing in a quantum way. So yeah, the door to the etheric planes. And so when you see crystals with mica, you can automatically know that that crystal is connected in a much more profound way to the etheric world. And that brings me to the beryls. I think Mica's favorite crystal is the beryl family. And you see probably the most frequently aquamarine with mica. This piece has a piece of apatite on it, so it's pink and blue with this beautiful mica plate. But the beryls are in my top 3 favorites. And they truly are like probably the least physically present crystals that we know about. Part of their atoms do not have locality. So the water molecules, the actual hydrogen in the crystals does not have locality in a quantum state. So it quantum tunnels, meaning it can move through walls. It doesn't have the lack of energy. So they can just move through walls and not lose energy, and they can exist in 6 points or all points at once. So that means the atoms in aquamarine have already gone into spirit world. They are already in and out of this plane on a frequent basis. So it's only illusory that it's in this reality, pretty much, which is wild if you really think about it. It grows in a hexagonal shape. This is a piece from China, and it's also got the mica on it, so even across the world it still grows with mica. This one has insane snowflake patterns on it that I will show you in another video about beryls, because I'm going to do that next. I'm going to talk about the helixes, finally. I've been studying them for months, so I've been working in the background on videos. This one just took me a long time because it's important. But anyway, beryls are barely there. And we also know this because they have fractal growth within them and fractally aligning atoms. And when we find fractals in crystals or in anything, we know that that is basically the end of this reality and into the next. When we start to see fractals, it's the breaking down of this reality. fractals become infinite. So when we see them in this reality, it's pretty cool. So there is more to come on that, but for now, just knowing that beryls are sort of out of this reality, and what we can take from that is that we are becoming less dense as well. And if we have access to these incredible minerals that we know are bridges to the other side, that have, lost their locality in this reality and are becoming, we are able to have, physical evidence that they are becoming less dense as we perceive them. So this is true for all of the beryls. They've studied it in emeralds primarily, but this is my new most favorite piece. This one has traveled around with me quite a bit too. It's full of rainbows, and it's got a moving water bubble in it, which is insane. But doesn't this look otherworldly? This also has apatite in it as well. And apatite is in the phosphates group. And the phosphates are the other crystal that are really kind of showing up in weird ways a little bit. Apatite is kind of the most famous phosphate, but it's showing up in Beryl phosphate now, which I'm really excited about. So we've got this, the phosphates are my favorite for transmuting. So if we're taking energy that is heavy or dense and turning it into lighter energy, the beryls are great for that, but the phosphates are amazing for that. They are key in that regard. And we still have a lot of that to do for as much good that seems to happen. It's balanced in this reality by sometimes even worse bad things. So we have to keep this constant kind of push and pull dynamic of the nature of this reality. So we can use all the transmuting that we can get. And one of my favorite combinations I've gotten recently is Beryllonite with Herderite. So we're seeing kind of new phosphates emerge, and I've got a few of them, but Herderite is one of my favorites. It's a little green crystal. And then this is Beryllonite, which is a beryllium phosphate, and it's one of the most high vibrational crystals I've ever worked with. It's just got such a beautiful, sweet, angelic energy. I have a whole lot of those coming on the way of gem Beryllonite. I'm really excited about that. So I will have lots of those to share. And I think we all need one of those. We need good high vibes to balance out everything that's going on. And they're going to be some of the most powerful transmuting crystals that you can get your hands on. So the beryls can be almost a little bit inaccessible, but the Beryllonites will be much easier to work with, much more potent in this reality, and they'll be really good allies to have right now. So I think that's about it. This is a long video because there's a lot to cover and I was gone for a long time, so apologize that I was gone, but like I said, I've been working and I have some great content on the way. So the next video will be about the crystal helixes, and I will show off my collection of crystals with helix and talk about them and why they're important and what they mean. It's really kind of just going into more detail about what I just talked about with the nature of this reality and fractals, and how cool the Beryls are and how magical, and yeah, lots of that. So I'll also be showing off just some of my cool Beryl crystals because I've got a lot of them as well. So let me know if there's anything specific I could help with. Maybe I could do an inner child video and talk about that, or crystals for anxiety and depression. Those are some of the ideas I've got now. So let me know what might be super helpful in this moment. All of these crystals are ones that really have been rising to the top with potent medicine. These are all some really heavy hitting crystals. When you get to the tourmalines and the beryls and the micas, these are really potent crystals. Titanium. So we're dealing with, we gotta bring our A game. It's time to really get that soil fertilized, get your ground ready, because this year is the time to blossom. It's the time for you to find what brings the life energy to you, what sets your soul on fire, and it's time to do it. So let's get to it. And thank you so much for being here. I've missed doing this, so hopefully much more to come soon, and thank you for your patience. And I hope that you all have just a wonderful, blessed evening, and I love you so much.